Alright, round 2 of our auto pick draft. Oy. We have a lot of our top end and none of our 1-drops, which isn't great. We would rather have all 1-drops and draw Baneslayers and such later. Opponent leads on basic swamp, passes the turn. Alright, plains go. Crusade's alright. 1-drop would have been better, obviously. Alright. Oh boy, him, not a land. Oh god. Well, we just got wrecked. Well, at least we drew a land. Into Soulfire. That's still bad, though, that we had to discard that land. We really need our 3rd land. That's our way of winning this game, I believe. Merfolk Looter. This might be a reanimation deck. Oh, we hit our 3rd land anyway. Well, we're just going to go... Let's just go Silverblade. Attack for 4. Gain 4. Yes. There we go. Alright, we go up to 24, hit our opponent 16. Come on, no Grizzlebrand. Don't discard a Grizzlebrand. Stormtide Leviathan? Ugh, that is equally annoying if they can reanimate it, because we just won't be able to attack anymore. Gonna have to find our... Oh, Hero's Downfall. So apparently they don't have a reanimation spell, which is the good news. Ooh, and we drew the Banisher Priest? That's huge. So we get to Blade Splicer, get in with Soulfire. Banisher Priest gives us an out to them reanimating something. We have Banisher Priest and Fiend Hunter are basically our two outs to the big reanimation. That makes us much less scared of a Grizzlebrand or something, unless our opponent has a counterspell. Or this Stormtide, which basically turns all lands into islands in addition to their other types. But creatures without flying or island walk can't attack. Apparently they're splashing red, so they have a lot of discard. Well, we're just going to keep beating down. I think instead of Crusade, we are going to swing with everyone and then play Ranger of Eos to get a couple 1-drops. Ranger of Eos. Well, there's a counterspell. It's out of our opponent's hand, which is the good news. And actually, if our opponent loots and we resolve this Crusade and they don't have a creature, we can win with the Crusade. We'll have exactly 8 points of damage. Runescar Demon. Can they reanimate? Diabolic Servitude. Alright. So they're going to reanimate the Runescar Demon, I assume. And then they can tutor for something. So now we don't just win. They drew that in the nick of time. We'll see what we draw. I guess if we draw land, we could Banisher Priest plus Crusade, and that would theoretically win us the game. Well, let's try it. Banisher Priest on Runescar Demon. Our opponent needs a 1-mana removal spell. Crusade, it looks like they F6'd. Swing with everyone for exactly 8 points of damage. 5, and yes! Woohoo! Alright, we got there. Runescar was not quite good enough. Yeah, I don't think we're going to change anything. Alright, game 2 of round 2 of our auto-picked cube draft, and it looks like we are about to take the auto-pick deck all the way through to the finals. We are real close. And, well, this is an aggressive hand. I like it. Double 1-drops, Crusade. That's basically where we want to be, getting our damage fast. We don't have an answer to Stormtide Leviathan, which we want to be aware of, but if we can get in enough damage early enough, though, I think we got a shot. Bottom top with Preordain. Oh, another land actually isn't bad. Don't mind the 3rd land. So Champion of the Parish, ship the turn. That means we can a Quarter Paladin next turn, follow that up by Crusade plus Soldier of the Pantheon. Ooh, and a Johnny? Good lord. We are drawing it all. A Quarter Paladin. Does this draw out the counter? No. Attack for 2. This deck is actually pretty solid, surprisingly enough. Oh lord. Show and Tell. Alright, I guess we put the Ranger of Eos into play. They get the Runescar Demon. We get another counter on our champion, get to search for 2 1-drops, which is going to be Kytheon and Mother of Runes, I believe. Runescar Demon actually isn't that scary. If that's their best target for... Unless they can get a Wrath, that would change things. We can actually make our champion big enough to attack through the Runescar by just playing all 1-drops. Little risky if our opponent has a Wrath. We know another opponent had Damnation, though. I guess Toxic Deluge would be the card we were worried about. Alright, our opponent tutors for something. Alright, we'll play the Plains. Now we have the decision point. Do we play triple 1-drops? If we do that, the problem is if our opponent has a Wrath, we pretty much lose. Another option would be to play like Kytheon plus Crusade and swing with everything. And that might be the best play. We lose a creature. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go... Kytheon or Mother of Runes? Maybe Mother of Runes is just better, because we can give something protection. So let's go Mother of Runes. Puts a counter on our champion. Crusade pumps up the team. Then we're just going to swing with everyone. Our champion's big enough to swing through. If our opponent blocks one of our other creatures, that's fine. We still get in for a ton of damage. And then next turn, we can potentially win with Mother of Runes giving protection and Ajani giving double strike and flying. So this is going to hit our opponent for 10 down to 8. So they're basically at Wrath or Bust. And this way we still have 1-drops left over, so if they do Wrath, we can go like 1-drop plus Ajani and go from there. Disfigure. And Phantasmal Image copying Runescar Demon. Alright, our opponent is staying alive, but not very alive. We can't just win, though, because they killed our Mother of Runes. Unless we draw... I don't know what the draw would be. Alright, they tutor for something. No attacks. Glorious Anthem. What's the best way of doing this? I think the plan is play a Johnny, put a +1/+1 counter on the Runescar Demon, which makes our opponent sack it. Play the land, play the Kytheon, gets another counter, then we're just going to attack with Champion of the Parish, which can now trade for the Runescar Demon. And that means our Ajani should still be alive next turn. Our opponents didn't play a land, so they're stuck on 3 mana. Even reanimating a Runescar Demon doesn't seem that great. So are we actually gonna win a draft with an auto pick deck where we just let Moto make all the picks for us? It's starting to seem likely. And it just sounds so absurd to say. Like, our deck is actually really good, but it just sounds so funny to say that Moto picked this deck for us and we didn't really have anything to do with it. Opponent's gonna pass. Anafenza. Well, let's give Kytheon flying and double strike. Attack with everything. See what our opponent does. The Kytheon is lethal, and we can make it indestructible. And, yep, played out exactly like we thought. And it gets, oh man, sweet, we figured it out. Oh, the auto pick draft is coming through. No way. Well, on to the finals.